Chris Strickland, the accountant. We will be beginning of the year, and as you get your credit fixed, the next step and what's fair to do is help your kids go ahead and get established and start building their credit. So we're going to go through a few different ways you can do this, all of which hinge directly on you getting your credit together first. So to improve your children's credit, you'll be waiting until they're 17, 18 years old. And at that point, ideally, your credit is in a good position. You have some credit cards and loans you can add them to. They'll be added to that credit card as an authorized user. So there's two different kind of trade lines. You have a primary trade line, which is in your name. You applied, you were accepted, and they were granted that line of credit. And then once you have that credit card, you can add people as an authorized user. This is something you might see on a movie where a rich guy or a rich woman adds their girlfriend or boyfriend to a credit card. Now, your kids won't get access to this credit card. They won't be able to go spend or use it or do anything with it. But that, say you have 6 years of good payment history, that'll show up on your child's credit report. Along with that, they'll need to be building some small primaries. Hey, everybody. And what's going on? If anybody wants to go live, any questions, tag them below. We can definitely get in here and talk. So you'll have them building some small trade lines. They may get a secure card, even though I usually stay away from secure cards. There's store credits that they can get. So you have your Finger Huts and you have your Huntington Chases. But the idea here is if you start working with your teenager early on, 18, 19, 20, they can have a credit profile that warrants them getting a house, being able to get funding, and it puts them in a position where they don't have to fight that uphill battle. And we got to think that, how many people do we know that have not went through a credit repair? Everybody messes up somewhere along the lines. And the earlier we can address these, teach our kids, it just makes the trajectory of their life go up. So, again, recapping. You have your 16, 17-year-old. Go ahead and give them some small lines of credit. First, of course, have a credit card that's decent that you can add them to as an authorized user. This is what's going to give them that boost and get them to the point where they're able to get some funding too. On with that, if you have an 18, 19-year-old who's able to get funding, credit cards, and loans, you can avoid these student loans. Because as we know, student loans stick to you like none other. And when it comes to credit cards and cash loans, these are things that you have access or you have a chance to shake those things off of you. If school doesn't go right, if it's not for them, you don't want your child in debt for the rest of their life for making a decision when they were 18 that a lot of times people do just because that's what is expected. So, but here we are, if we're able to get these kids funding, they're able to get access to $40,000, $60,000, $80,000. They can potentially buy a foreclosed home, invest and get a business, and buy a car. Worst case scenario, they have to go through a credit repair and it's able to get off them, but they'll still have that house, they'll still have that car, they'll still have that business. So, all these are definitely ways to aid your child. And, these same things apply for you all, for us. So whether or not it be your significant other, your spouse, it doesn't have to be your kid, just anybody who needs help building credit, definitely entertain the idea of authorized user trade lines. We do have those available here. We broker those. Yes, Monte, absolutely, we can get bankruptcies off by removing those negative items. So that's any late payments, collections, repossessions, foreclosures, etc. What's going on, Monte?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing today, man? I appreciate you. As always, you do a lot for our black community. Is there a way to delete bankruptcy off your credit and go forward and add trade lines from that point?
Right. So yes, bankruptcies can be removed from your credit report. Um, like I was stating, what we do is we will address the negatives that are on that credit report first. So if you have
Hmm.
any derogatories, collections, delinquents, we get all those off. And then we will address that bankruptcy. The thing about these bankruptcies is it's in the public record. So while we can take it off of your credit report itself and it will aesthetically not be there, it's similar to a divorce or arrest or any of those other things that kind of go through the court, and that it will be there. You know, when you go to buy a house, they'll be able to see it. But bankruptcies don't mean you have to be homeless. So we can get them taken off. You can still buy a house, still get a car, and as long as that statute of limitations, which a lot of times is 2 years, is passed, you're fine. We just need to handle the credit repair aspect of it and get that score back up.
Is there a way to delete something off of public records, or is it just something that stays there?
Well, there's two different ways, and there is one way that we can get that off of public record. It's an in-depth process, but we can
Hmm.
get that done. So, but like I tell people, the bankruptcy removal is additional money. So it's kind of up to the client whether or not they want to spend that extra money, because you may or may not be able to go ahead and get everything that you want to with that bankruptcy on there. But
Yeah.
of course, I'm not trying to cut myself, but I want people to spend money on what they need, not just because I'm here selling it. So,
Yeah,
um,
I definitely understand. I definitely agree with you saying that spending more money, but at the end of the day, you invested. You invested in yourself.
that's it.
There's no drawback from that at all.
And
Investing in yourself. And I feel like, I see people go to Lexington Law Firm and all that. I'd be like, hey, man, as our black community, I'd be like, hey, you got somebody just like you. Why can't y'all just, hey, go spend money with him? It's a relationship you build with this person, not a corporation. You
right,
can, somebody can call and be like, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm at this dealership. They talking about running my credit. Somebody can call you and you can give them advice on the best route to go so you don't get screwed. And I seen, your posts and stuff, and I look at it and I be like, hey, nah. I told my wife they wanted to run her credit. I said, hey, I follow this company. He said it's not good to go to a dealership and run your credit. She work at a bank. I said, go to the bank,
hmm,
talk to them, and get you a check, and then go back to the dealership.
right,
And I told her, and like you said, wait for things, man. She saved, I would say, maybe $10,000 to $11,000 going your route, rather than going to the dealership, letting them run it so many times.
and they mix you up. By the time you get through with that bottom line, you don't know what you're paying for, what you're getting. So, yeah, I mean that is definitely the truth, man. I appreciate you saying that too, because it's it's not always so much about what we're doing. Everybody's got to get a house, everybody's got to get a car, but it's the right way to do everything. So that's what we
Yeah.
try to get to these people and let them know exactly what's going on with the situations and how to approach it.
Well, okay then, man. Well, hey, I definitely appreciate the information. I see that number right there, so I'm finna go ahead and go on the thing and go ahead and put in for me a consultation so I can go and get my stuff taken care of or whatnot. I'll be talking to y'all soon.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. Y'all take care. Thanks.
All right, bye. Yes, sir. So, you know, it's good to know that people are listening. It's good to know that we're helping people. You know, it's invaluable. My credit is a 580, and I want to build my credit. Where should I start? You should definitely start, Kobe, by calling that number pinned below. That what that will do is that'll get you in contact with us. We'll get you scheduled for a consultation. We will create a 12-page credit analysis. This will allow us to see what's good, bad, otherwise on that credit report, and then we'll get you a flat fee for your credit repair. So this is a big deal because, like we just talked about, one of the companies, I try not to say companies' names on this, so it's, I talk. But anytime a company gives you that monthly bill, indefinitely forever monthly payment, they're going to drag you. They're going to keep you there as long as possible. That's why Alert Group gives you a flat price. If you pay in full, we put our foot on the gas. We're trying to get this done as quickly as possible. And if you have to have a payment plan, that's fine too. But at least you know how much money you're signing up to pay. And then based on the time period of that payment plan, we can give you an idea about how long these things are going to take. So, it's definitely a good day. Most people are off of work. Money is flowing. It's going out. It's being sent out. Take this time. Give us a call. Do your research by all means. Keep some of these tips I gave you in mind. And, stay alert. We'll be back tomorrow. It will be 2:30 tomorrow again. And we look forward to having you all join in tomorrow, 2:30. Stay alert. Click the link. Call the number. Leverage credit. Get access to the bank's money. Later.